Hello YouTube, and welcome to your 6th, 7th, I don't remember, Java tutorial. This tutorial we're going to learn about something called, I don't even remember what it's called, it's just unlimited parameters. Alright, so first what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to make a simple int variable called x. And if you recall, we're going to make a public static int add method, and this add method is going to have int x, int y, and then you could do return x plus y, right? Equals add 4 and 5, something simple. What if, however, you wanted to have this method, but you also wanted to have a method that could add 3 numbers, so add 3 or whatever, int x, int y, int z, right? But then let's say, okay, you have your 3, now let's have a 4 method, okay? Or no, you know what, we don't even know how much we want, let's have a 76 or 45. Instead of having to make a method that, instead of having to have a fixed method like this that takes a fixed amount of parameters, you can do something more interesting. Watch this. Int ellipsis x. Get rid of that. And let me explain to you what this does. Hold on. What this is going to do is this is going to make an array. And however many arguments you add into here, let's say you've done that, it will still be valid. You could still have that many arguments, and the ellipsis means you don't know how many arguments you're going to have. However, you're going to have to treat this as an array. So, right now, let me just teach you, let me just do an array real fast. I'll be explaining arrays in the next tutorial. This is how you make an array, basically, and for now, let's just add 0. And I don't know if you remember from the last tutorial, we had a for loop. I don't know if you remember covering for loops. I'll just cover it right now. What a for loop does is it's going to say, okay, let's have an integer x equals 0, right? And, or integer I. And while I is less than, let's do t dot length. Is going to be the length of the array. So while I is less equals 0, I is less than t dot length, and after that, x plus plus, or no, you know what, I plus plus. Now, I don't know how to explain this to you other than, in fact, if you don't know what arrays are, I think you should probably go over to the next tutorial and then come back. Just for now, if you know what an array is, continue. This will be like, okay, for int I equals 0, we're declaring a variable. I is less than t dot length, the length of the size of the array, I plus plus. And we'll just do total plus equals ti. And then we will return total. So let's just test that real fast. So we had that, run it. Okay. And, oh, well, we forgot something. We forgot to print that out. X. Now run it. And it says 9. Okay, that's correct. I say we added 4. So 4 plus 5 equals plus 4, 13. This allows it so we can have any number of numbers that we want, and it doesn't matter, it will just do it anyways. 34, I'm sure that probably equals 34. However, there's something else. Let's say, okay, we're going to have a Boolean b here. X, that's normal. Okay, actually, something you have to do. You have to get the ellipsis thing has to be the last one. So you have to have all your other arguments before the ellipsis. and you also have to have whatever you're going to have before that. So although ellipsis is pretty handy, it's not recommended if you don't need it. For instance, if you know you're going to have a method that only takes 2 parameters, make a method that takes 2 parameters and don't do this. This is for if you absolutely don't know what you're going to do. Remember, all regular parameters go before this. Something else, you're not allowed to do that. It's not legal, because you can only have one of these. Because what if you had, let's make this an int. So let's say I had b and x. Well, how would it know the difference between the b and the x? Thus, this is not valid. Or if you had a b, int b or whatever, let's make that 6. 6 is going to be int b, and everything else is going to be x. Let's say you got rid of that 6. Now 4 is going to be b, and everything else is the x. Pretty simple tutorial. See you next time.